All right, everybody, welcome in. Hi. Welcome in to the Rant. I'm Pugs Moran. We do this every day from the Kelly Moore Memorial Studios in the beautiful E-Gallery. And here in Dallas's fantastic design district, it's talk radio. Talk radio for normal people. That's how I like to phrase it. That's right. No weirdos. Just the way talk radio is supposed to be. Just one guy, one narcissist. Guys, I need to take a quick break. I know we just started. Shit's going haywire all day long. Shit's been going haywire. I apologize. Hold on. Let me get a couple of things fixed here. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Might as well go ahead and put that up. There you go. Talk radio for normal people. That's something. Talk radio is off the rails. It's nuts. It's for one specific group of people. There has been nothing that I've been wanting to hear on the traditional terrestrial radio dial that isn't sports related. And even that, there's too much sports. It's all like hate talk and sports, which a whole lot of sports is hate talk. So I'm trying to do something a little different. Oh, I'm still angry. Oh, I got hate in my heart. We all do. We are all human beings with the frailties of existence. Hate in my heart. But this is therapy for me. And every day I sit here at noon and we go through the world. I talk about the hot topics, the current events, the headlines. Maybe not the headlines you're used to hering, because you can hear other headlines everywhere. I don't know, Ukraine, Zelensky, FBI assistant. None of that shit. We don't talk about that stuff here, because that's the stuff that is entirely designed to be put out into the world sphere to divide us, to make us mad, to go, wow, that guy sucks, or oh, finally he's gonna own the whomevers, whatever. We don't do that stuff. We're gonna talk about a whole bunch of other things, fun things, talk shit that's going on that I think is being ignored everywhere else. Lifestyle talk, current events driven lifestyle talk every day for 3 years. Say hi to the chat room. The chat room's pretty fun. Why is the chat room so small? There are more people in the chat room than Restream says is actually listening. The fuck is up with that? Come on, where's my... And then the Restream numbers on my end will jump in a second, but still, it still bugs me. Hi, Jen. Jen's in the chat room. Jeff's in the chat room. Sports Bras in the chat room. CC. Adam in the chat room. Jeff's in the chat. I already said Jeff, didn't I? Barney. Did I say Barney? I don't know. Peter's here. Hi, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. For you vets who know what this show is, 4 quarters. I'm going to break it down into 4 different segments. It's going to be about 2 hours. It's a stream of consciousness, which is just me talking. No breaks, no nothing, just me talking. And I'm going to try and keep us reined into subjects that, we can all relate to. Relatable radio. That's what they say. First quarter, I do a thing called Antecedently on This Day. That's where we talk about all the things that have happened on this particular day in history, the day in question, the 24th of February. Quarter 2 is birthdays, celebrities, notable quotables, historical figures, anybody born on this day that I feel like I want to kick around a little. That's what birthdays is. Then quarter 3 is deads, people who died. We go through a list of, again, celebrities, historical figures, notable quotables, if you will. And we decide where'd they go when they died. They died on this day. Where'd they go? They go to heaven? They go to hell. Those are the first 3 quarters of the show. The 4th quarter, hot topics galore. That's everything. We're going to run through all kinds of stuff. We got Elon baby mama drama. We're going to break that down. This guy's, he don't want to be a dad. He just wants to be the father of a new nation or something, or like a new civilization. Not even a nation. He's going to be an emperor. So we got some baby mama drama there. What else we got? We got a hot new Washington, D.C. power couple we're going to talk about. Kid Rock and Bobert, they banging? Is that something going on? I'm going to get into that. Tell you what I think is happening there. Plus, what else do we got? Big local news. We got some local news. That's one of the things I want to return to with talk radio. I want to start talking more about the stuff that's going on locally. Doesn't matter that we're doing this as a stream and that somebody in Milan can listen. I don't care. Nobody in Milan cares about the traffic on 75 this morning. So we got some local stories we'll get into as well. Not the least of which is Luka. We're going to have to watch Luka play against our Mavericks tomorrow. I'll tell you about how we should all be prepared for that. Plus everything else. A whole bunch of other things that are happening. How'd you guys do this weekend? It was boys' weekend. It was me and the kid, me and the boy. We did some things. We watched some things. But I do want to talk about this. My God. Small talk segment. Here we go, folks. Small talk segment. So this weekend, I did something that I usually don't do. I Grubhubbed. I know you people, you rich folks, you're all like Grubhub, Uber Eats, 5 nights a week. I don't care that there's a 40% markup on just having it brought to my door. It's insane. I'm not a fan of it. Now, this might come as strange to some of you who know my history, my glorified history in the food delivery industry. Oh, I have been there. I've worked in the service industry, a bartender. I've been a pizza delivery guy multiple times in my life. Good money when you're living in Chicago, delivering pizzas. Before Grubhub, before all that, there was a thriving pizza delivery game in Chicago. I was a part of it. So I get it. I understand it. But with Grubhub, here's what my kid did, right? You want to hear why I'm angry? I'm angry because I had to pay for it, but still. So we were going to go out and grab something to eat, but then something came up and I couldn't leave. So it's 6:30 on Saturday, and the kid's like, I want to go get Chipotle. And I'm like, I can't leave. So I'm like, fine, we'll Grubhub your Chipotle. What do you want? He's like, I just want a burrito bowl. My 15-year-old son, he's gigantic. He's almost 6'1" now. Yeah, he's taller than me. He's 15. He's big. He's like, I want a burrito. I'm like, okay, I want a burrito. He's like, okay, we just go get it. I'm like, no, you're going to have to wait. And he's like, what about Grubhub? And I looked at my 15-year-old son and I said, Grubhub? Let me tell you something about Grubhub. Ladies and gentlemen, I ordered a burrito from Grubhub from Chipotle that was delivered to my house. In a half hour, I didn't have to do anything. And all I had to do was be willing to pay $34. $34 for one burrito, no drink, one burrito bowl, which isn't even, I argued with them, it's not even a full burrito. It's $34. They didn't even give you the tortilla. It's just a tin bowl filled with the guts of a burrito. $34. You people are nuts. You people are insane. I walk the dog a lot in a neighborhood that I should not be living in. I am squatting in a neighborhood that I can't afford. But the deal is right, so I'm there. I see these Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever I see these food delivery guys 15 times a day. They're just running in and out of the people in my neighborhood. How much? It was just one burrito. One burrito was $34. I didn't get anything. Of course not. I ate hot dogs on Saturday night. I boiled some hot dogs because my kid had a $34 burrito. Thank you. All right, that's it. It's out of hand. The Grubhub thing is out of hand. And I didn't even think about it because it was one of those deals where I'm like, well, how bad can it be? I was thinking, well, maybe, because we tip in our house. Damn right we tip. Although here's something that bugged me about Grubhub. They assumed the tip. Like the tip was in there. When I was looking at it, the tip is in. I agreed with the tip. I was like, yeah, that's fair. I'll do that. That's fine. I would have done something in that ballpark anyway. But the tip was like $8. Service fee, like $4. Delivery fee, like $3. That all adds up. Pretty soon we're paying for a whole nother burrito. It's insane. The money that is just thrown away. Oh, God. And, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you. If you are too lazy on a cold Saturday night in February to put your shoes on, warm the car up, get in the car, and drag your ass a couple of blocks to pick up the food you want to shove in your fat face, if you're too lazy to do that, and you decide, well, I'll just have some other poor schlub come and do it for me, and then you don't fucking tip that guy for doing the thing that you didn't, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. It's not a matter of, well, they chose that. No, you're an asshole. Because there are obvious rules, unwritten rules of a civilized society that we have all agreed upon. And one is that we tip for service, okay? You take care of these people. They're not doing it because this is what they've always dreamed of doing. Nobody delivering from Grubhub is out there because as a boy, I wanted to bring food to fat people's front porches. No, they're doing it because it's one of 3 jobs they have. So yeah, you got to fucking tip them. So no, I'm not complaining about the tip. I am kind of complaining about the service fee on top of a delivery charge, but we'll survive. That delivery charge better go in the driver's pocket. That's all I'm saying. When I delivered pizza, the delivery fee always went to us. Tips, we were on our own. But that's okay, because the Chicago pizza tipping scene is a very well-established one. People in Chicago know how to tip for pizzas. Anyway, that was my Grubhub disaster this weekend. How'd you guys do? Did you guys do okay? Hi, Frankie. Frankie's in the chat room. Kevin's in the chat room. Anybody else new that I need to say hi to? I don't think so. What do you say we just get started? Oh, yeah. We got a little different situation happening here at the studio. Here. Let's see if I can do this right. Pop it. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. We got a dog in the house. God, why can't I get this camera on the dog? Camera. There's the dog. The dog is in the house. The dog is on her bed. Dog is doing good. Hey, CeeLo. There's a good chance the dog is dead. CeeLo. Hi. Okay, she moved. Okay, you sound asleep? CeeLo, wake up. Well, maybe if I knock. There she goes. Yeah. You're going to have to bite somebody. Somebody's here, and you're going to have to bite them. Doing okay? All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's CeeLo. CeeLo's with us today. CeeLo's being good. We appreciate that. Sorry, this camera unplugs and doesn't work right. Is that right now? I don't think that's right. All right, let's see if that's right. Good enough. It'll be fine. Oh, why is this camera all screwed up? The camera's screwed up. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's a Monday show here. Kim Kardashian is sued after mistakenly IDing a New York. Well, didn't get that whole story. That headline went by too fast. CeeLo was a good dog for an asshole. I love her. Don't get me wrong. I saw a thing today. If you follow me on Twitter, Pugs Moran on Twitter, I forwarded it. It was so cute. It was a video of a doggy running through a field, just running towards the camera. In the description said, when you go to heaven, the first thing you'll hear is that somebody's been waiting for you. And then it shows a dog running. And I'm like, oh, how cute is that? What a great, when you die, you'll see your dog. But that ain't real, because most of us, here's the nightmare scenario that I thought, I'm going to die. I'm going to have like 4 dogs charging at me. It's not just one dog. When I die, it's not going to be just one dog from my life. We have dogs when we're kids. We have dogs when we're teens. We have dogs when we're young adults. We have dogs when our kids are young. We have dogs when, you know what I mean? We have dogs when we're old. I'm going to be like just crushed by dogs. And if I know my dogs, they are not going to like each other. They are not going to get along. Oh, my God. CeeLo in blue? Oh, that's going to be a fight. That's going to be a fight. Blue is a husky timber wolf, and CeeLo is a hooly bully, which is a Catahoula and a pit bull. That'll be a fight. That'll be a good one. My first moments in heaven are going to be watching my 2 favorite dogs kill each other for my affection. All right, whatever. People have your religion. Frank says, humble brag from Pugs. I've never owned a dog. Humble brag from Pugs. I've never owned a dog. I don't know what that means. I don't think we own dogs. I think we are lucky enough to cohabitate with dogs. We don't own them. Although we are the boss. Make no mistake about that. Yeah, the dog used to do, when I used to do the shows from the guest house at the 1%er compound, the dog used to do the show at my feet. She used to just lay at my feet. And she got used to me yelling. Like in the beginning, she thought I was yelling at her, but now she kind of understands that this is just her best friend being weird. And I'm just yelling into a camera. And she's cool with it now. So, okay. All right. You're going to have a lot of dogs. My point is this. If you're a dog person, when you die, you're going to have a lot of dogs running towards you. It ain't going to just be the one. And if it is just the one, I feel bad for you because I've been blessed to have multiple dogs. Going to have a little Georgie running towards me. Look at him. Here he comes. From when I was little. Little stupid dog with 3 legs. Yeah, he had 4 legs, but one of them didn't work. Yeah. I'll tell you. I'm going to have a lot of dogs. Jeff Ballard says, no, what's scary is I heard you spend eternity in heaven with your first wife. If that's the case, send me to hell. Would you hear that? I should be so lucky as to spend eternity with my first wife. My first wife was awesome. My first wife is a cool chick. I always hear that. I mean, I get it. Some people, you get married, you shouldn't get married. You know, you started dating sophomore year of high school and now you're 20. And you're like, let's get married. And then it's miserable. I get that. I don't know. I was lucky. I've been married twice. I married two people I actually liked, you know, as like human beings. Like I was like, you know what? That's a good person. I should try and procreate with that person. That would, because I'm kind of shit and that person is good. So I wouldn't be bad. Here's the other thing. I actually think my two ex-wives would like each other. I think they would like each other. I think they would get along. Like we're all in heaven. Like I think, although they both have like other husbands, I ain't getting any. No, they got better husbands than me. I'm just like a first husband. What are you gonna do? It'll be me and the dogs. Me and I'll be holding dog fights in heaven between all my best friends from life. Look, CeeLo, I know you think you're tough, but Blue was a timber wolf, and she had a coat. You are never going to be able to bite into her skin. You are going to get nothing but hair every time you bite into her coat. You're not going to get anything. And she's bigger than you. She'll take you down. All right, what do you say we get started with the rant? I am Pugs Moran. As I say, we do it every day here from the Kelly Moore Memorial Studios in the beautiful E-Gallery in Dallas's Design District. Not exclusively, you can find it at YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. But RadioMisfits.com is where we call home. We do this show, as I say, every day, Monday through Friday, round about noon. Let's get started with quarter one. It is antecedently on this day, but first I do have to tell you, today is the 24th day of February, year of our Lord, 2025, 55th day of the year. There's 310 more of these until the end of the year, so let's get started. All right, events. You're just going to lick your butt. Your dog is licking her butt. You licking your butt? No, man, I'm not judging. I just, I don't know. I mean, if I can lick my butt, maybe in my darker moments, you might find me licking my butt, but just not so cavalierly as the dog seems to be just going to town on her ass. Antecedently on this day in 1863, Arizona is organized as a United States territory. Not a state yet, still just a territory. Arizona's so weird, man. Like, what do I call it? It's dry Florida, right? It's like dusty Florida. Antecedently on this day in the year 1868, Andrew Johnson becomes the first president of these here United States to be impeached by the United States House of Representatives. He's later acquitted by the Senate, as seems to always be the case. I don't believe impeachment is a thing. Antecedently on this day in 1920, the Nazi Party is founded by Adolf Hitler in a Hofbrauhaus in Munich, Germany. What? Applause? What the fuck is wrong with me? Antecedently on this day in the year 1942, the Battle of Los Angeles occurs. We talk about this every year. The Battle of Los Angeles, the inspiration for the John Landis film 1941. You guys ever seen the John Landis film 1941? It was about the Battle of Los Angeles, an incident that occurred on this day in 1942. The entire eastern or western seaboard, the Pacific seaboard of the United States was freaking out because of Pearl Harbor, and they just assumed that Los Angeles and all those places would be next. Now, here's the weird thing. Like the Japanese, and I think the Nazis, but I think mostly the Japanese, they attacked multiple places in America. Like they attacked with submarines. They attacked a town in Portland. Yeah, like Oregon. Like they attacked a town of, there was like Southern California. There was like a Japanese sub, like a week before this incident, the Battle of Los Angeles. A week before this incident, like a sub launched a missile in San Diego and hit something. Anyway, we don't ever hear about it. We hear like, oh, the closest they got was Pearl Harbor. No, they didn't. They got real close. And people around this time in 1942, they were freaking out about being a target. So something happened. Us UFO folks think it was a UFO sighting. But the entire battery, the entire military that was stationed there on the West Coast around Los Angeles tonight in 1942 opened fire on lights in the sky that they thought were Japanese invaders. And it wasn't and 10 guys start firing, and then 10 guys over here start firing, and then they see their things exploding, and they think that it's Japanese, so they start firing at that, and it was a mess. It was all a mistake. It was a false alarm that led to an anti-aircraft barrage that lasted into the early hours of February 25th. So, like 24 hours, basically, of just them shooting at lights in the sky. UFOs. Antecedently on this day, 1942, the Battle of Los Angeles did not occur. Well, it was one-sided. They weren't fighting anybody. Antecedently on this day in 1984, Tyrone Mitchell perpetrates the 40... Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is a school shooting from 1984. And it's a weird one because we act like school shootings just started, like in the internet age. Like we act like Columbine was the first one. Nah, this guy was just a crazy person who lived across the street from a school. He pulled out a gun. He sat in his window. And when school got let out, he just started shooting at people. Tyrone Mitchell perpetrates the 49th Street Elementary School shooting in Los Angeles, killing 2 children and injuring 12 more. So there you have it, 1984. Ugh. Antecedently on this day in 1991, the Gulf War, ground troops cross into the Saudi Arabian border and enter Iraq, thus beginning the ground phase of the war. Remember, we had 2 phases here. Do you remember Desert Shield? Oh, that was step 1. Step 1 was Desert Shield. We moved all of our military into the desert and we just sat there. We were a shield of good and democracy. Desert Shield. Then on this day, we moved forward and we started crossing borders. That's when we became Desert Storm. Shock and awe. No, this wasn't shock and awe, right? This was 1991. Shock and awe was like 2000s, right? I don't know. Desert Storm is what this one was. Schwarzkopf. You remember this guy. Antecedently on this day in 2008, Fidel Castro retires as president of Cuba. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That's what we say to Fidel Castro around these parts. All right, let's go into quarter 2. Birthdays, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, people who were born on this day, we're going to decide whether or not we wish them a happy birthday or they can go kick rocks. How about this one? Born on this day in 1921. Happy birthday, Abe Vigoda. Fish. If you're Gen X, he's Fish. If you're a little bit older, maybe he's Tessio from The Godfather. If you're older than that, he's been in everything. Abe Vigoda, born on this day in 1921. He died in 2016. Abe Vigoda started playing 80-year-old men when he was 40. He was 40 years old in The Godfather. 40? Wait, hold on. 1921. That was 1970. So, okay, 50. He was 50. He was 49 years old. 48, because they filmed it the year earlier. He was 48 years old, Abe Vigoda, in The Godfather. And he looked like Fish. Fish looked like he was 80, and that was only like 3 years later. Vigoda's a Brimley. Vigoda is like a Wilford Brimley. Dudes who just like, they were working actors, and then at some point they started playing roles that were older than them, and then it became their thing. And they're like, well, I'm a working actor now. I know I'm only 30 and I'm in Cocoon. That was Wilford Brimley's problem. Those people in Cocoon were all young, except Jessica Tandy. I think she was born old. Anyway, moving on. Born on this day in 1921, Abe Vigoda. Happy birthday, Abe Vigoda. Born on this day 10 years later. Here's one of my favorites. I love this guy. What I love most about this guy is that he's still alive. Here he is, born on this day in 1931. Dominic Chianese. Dominic Chianese. Come on, you know him. He's Junior Soprano. Oh, God, Junior is so funny. Like when you first start watching The Sopranos, like I remember when I first started watching The Sopranos, I'm like, the old guy. Who cares about the old guy? This is a young man's game. I'm only interested in the storyline. No, Junior's storyline. There he is. Look at him. Son of a bitch. Passed over mafia boss. Bitter. Chip on his shoulder. Can't trust him. Not even family. Yet, deep down, a good-hearted man. There he is. Junior Soprano. Still alive. Look at him. There he is. I love him. My favorite Junior Soprano thing was, you remember he was watching, nobody knew if he was on trial. He was a mafia boss and he was on trial. So he was claiming that he was senile and that he was crazy and that he couldn't stand trial. And nobody knew if Junior was really going crazy or if he was just acting. And then there's a scene where he's sitting in his living room and he's watching Curb Your Enthusiasm and he sees Larry David. He thinks it's him. And then Larry David is talking with Jeff, if you're familiar with Curb. Larry is talking with Jeff, his agent in the show Curb Your Enthusiasm. So Junior Soprano is sitting there and he's watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he's watching a scene between Jeff and Larry, and then he looks over and it's him and Bobby Bacala, and he thinks it's them on TV. That's funny. Anyway, Dominic Giannese, born on this day in 1931. Happy birthday. We like Junior Soprano. Born on this day in 1947. Take my hat off and salute this man, because you know I like to salute our great astronauts. Edward James Olmos. Admiral Adama. I didn't mean to demote you there. Edward James Olmos. He's a movie star. He was born on this day in 1947. He, of course, played a whole bunch of things, but I'll always remember him as Admiral Adama from Battlestar Galactica. He's awesome. He's one of my favorite NASA astronauts. Although I guess that's not really NASA, because Battlestar Galactica, the America doesn't exist. I don't know. I can't explain it to you. I don't want to explain it to you. I will say this about Edward James Olmos. I like him as a movie star because he's one of the ugly people that they let be movie stars. They don't let ugly people be movie stars. Sometimes they find an ugly dude and they're like, maybe we can make him sexy if we just tell people he's sexy. And that's kind of what they did with Edward James Olmos. His face, he looks like he was in a house fire. He looks terrible, you know? And yet people, not to be confused with Danny Trejo, right? Edward James Olmos. Danny Trejo is like roided out discount version Edward James Olmos. I don't know. Happy birthday, Edward James Olmos. Born on this day in 1947. He's not an attractive man, and yet women find him attractive. And I'm like, that's Hollywood for you. Born on this day in 1955. A guy who, this is interesting. This is interesting because when I saw his name today, I went, well, the bloom is off the rose on that one a little bit in death, huh? So this dude, born on this day in 1955, when he was alive, we treated him like he was, well, the way many people treat Elon Musk now. Oh, he was the genius. He was Da Vinci. He was, and you know, back when he was alive 10, 15 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, he's one of them dudes. He's one of those dudes that 1,000 years from now, people will still know his name. You know, Copernicus, Shakespeare, Da Vinci. You know, he's going to be one of these guys because they are. There's a few of those around in our time that we are coexisting with. But now he's been dead for a while. And I'm telling you, I don't think anybody even thinks about Steve Jobs anymore. Steve Jobs has like been totally forgotten. And remember Steve Jobs, what a god he was. Oh, he's such a god. And now it's like, he's been dead 10 years. We totally forget about him. So who knows? Happy birthday, Steve Jobs, born on this day in 1955. He is, of course, American businessman, co-founded Apple Computers and Pixar. He died, he died 14 years ago. Okay. He's been dead a long time. Yeah. Well, okay, 14 years. That's how long. Hashtag never forget Steve Jobs' greatness. Hashtag never forget. Well, I think we've kind of forgotten. Antecedently, not antecedently, sorry. Born on this day in 1968, Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg, one of the great joke writers of all time. God, that guy was great. And that's all he did was write jokes. Mitch Hedberg was a hard guy to hang around with. If you hung around with Mitch Hedberg, you didn't hang around with Mitch Hedberg. You hung around with his wife, Lynn Shawcroft, who's another comedian. But she was always Lynn and Mitch. And Lynn would do all the talking and Mitch would just sit there and smoke a pipe and write in his book. And then once every few minutes he would say, hey, is this funny? And then he would just say something and we'd all laugh because it's Mitch Hedberg. And then he'd roll his eyes like, I don't know if that's funny or not. You guys are just being nice. I love Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg was a drug addict. I never saw him do drugs. Mitch did Kelly and my show probably 24 times. He was a regular in Chicago and in Dallas. And then one day he just succumbed to the curse of the Pugs and Kelly show. He was on our show one day, and then next week we hear that he's dead. Oh no. Mitch Hedberg. Arguably the greatest joke writer of his generation. And I do like, here's what I do like about Mitch Hedberg. Although in his time, when Mitch was out there playing the improv, the guy died when he was still playing improvs. Okay, so let's not rewrite history and act like he was Sebastian Maniscalco playing sold out 30,000 seat arenas, right? It's not who Mitch Hedberg ever was. He was a grinder. He was a working and a highly respected comedian. And as I say, the finest joke writer I've ever been around. But he wasn't big. He was semi-known, but not big. Respected. Everybody loved him. Everybody knew what a genius he was, but he wasn't appreciated in his time. I think he's more appreciated now. I think he's way more appreciated now. Like my son, my 15-year-old son and his friends think Mitch Hedberg is hysterical, and that's really cool. Although, fucking idiot. Why do you have to be a drug addict, right? Why you got to be a stupid fucking drug addict? And now my kid at 15, he can't, instead of going to see you at the Improv, because you'd probably still be playing Improv, instead of going to see you at the Improv with his dad, now he's just got to hear about how funny he is. Mitch Hedberg, born on this day in 1968. Born on this day in 1991, O'Shea Jackson Jr. All right, who's he? Who's he? I don't know. It's got a middle-aged white man. Is this going to sound racist? Who's he? O'Shea Jackson Jr. Is he, I don't know if he's Ice Cube's kid or I don't know if he's Dr. Dre's kid. I don't know. He was in Straight Outta Compton, which is a great movie about NWA. He was in Straight Outta Compton and he played his dad. I don't remember who he played. Did he play Ice Cube or did he play Dr. Dre? Don't know. Moving on. Happy birthday, O'Shea Jackson Jr., born on this day in 1991. I saw him in something else too. And I remember thinking, oh, so he's a real actor. So he wasn't just given that role because he was the son. He's a real actor. Isn't that exciting? O'Shea Jackson Jr., born on this day, 1991. Let's do quarter three. These are the deads, people who died on this day. Let's decide where they went. Let's see here. Dead on this day, 1990, Malcolm Forbes. Put him in hell. Malcolm Forbes was one of the rich guys from my childhood growing up. They're like, there's rich guys now. Like there's billionaires everywhere now. We are lousy with billionaires in 2025. There's a bunch of billionaires. Oh, that guy's a billionaire. Oh, and then there's this billionaire. But back in the day, there were only like 3 or 4 rich guys. Warren Buffett, Trump. Trump kind of tried to get in there, like when he was a young man in the 80s, but he wasn't in Warren Buffett or this man's league. Malcolm Forbes. They were like the super rich guys. They were the big. Armand Hammer. You guys remember Armand Hammer? Here's another one. That's Armie Hammer's grandpa or whatever. Anyway, point is, Malcolm Forbes goes to hell because he's a rich guy. Sorry. Look at him. I'm not going to put any rich guys in heaven. Don't want to be around them. There's no VIP or fucking bottle service in heaven. So you guys just may as well go down to hell. That's what I say. Dead on this day. What year? Look at him. Does it matter? Lonesome George. Look at him. George Goebel. George Goebel, dead on this day in 1991. You remember him? He was on game shows. I don't know what he was. I think he was a comedian. Was he an actor? He was just one of these everything guys. Remember my theory? I tell you my theory all the time. Like the first 30 years of Hollywood. No, not even. Let's talk about TV. Let's not do Hollywood. Oh, because it's the same argument. But so like the first 20 years or 15, let's say 15. First 15 years of Hollywood TV. So that was 1950 to 1965. My theory is that none of those people had actual talent. They were all just folks that were around cameras. They were near cameras when somebody turned them on. And they said, does anybody got a joke? And then a guy like this dude steps forward and goes, I'll tell a joke on camera. And all of a sudden, he's doing Carson 3 nights a week. George Goebel did game shows. Look at him. There he is. He looks nice. Ugh. He was a singer? Why was he a singer? Anyway, there you go. George Goebel. We're going to put him in heaven because I can't think of any reason to keep him out. He seemed like a nice guy, but I don't understand why he's famous. Dead on this day in 1991, George Goebel. Hollywood Squares and stuff in the 1970s. I'm talking Peter Marshall, Paul Wynn, Hollywood Squares. I'm talking Full Metal Hollywood Squares. I'm not talking this nonsense Jim J. Bullock, Shadow Stevens garbage. Dead on this day in 1994, Dinah Shore, ladies and gentlemen. Dinah Shore. Dinah Shore was a major star when I was a kid. She had a TV show that everybody watched. She had a talk show. It was a daytime talk show. She was kind of like Oprah. But then also she was a golfer. Was she a pro golf? She had the Dinah Shore Open. I don't think she was a pro golfer. I think she was just a chick who dug golf. And so she like kind of stuck her name on like one of the early women's golf tournaments and it became the Dinah Shore Open. It became a big deal. She was a big deal. She dated Burt Reynolds. So here's the only question I have for Dinah Shore, because I was a little kid when I was paying attention to her. Was Dinah Shore hot? Let's see. Here we go. All right. The hair is extremely distracting, but that's a pretty woman. Dinah Shore was a pretty woman. I'll give her that. Because you hear she was sleeping with, she was much older too. She was, by much older, I mean, she was probably like 40. and Burt Reynolds was probably like 35, and it was a scandalous relationship because the woman was older. That was scandalous back then. Anyway, she was with Burt Reynolds. What? Boy, these are the eras, right? Look at that. This woman is probably 20 years older than this woman. And yet this woman is infinitely more beautiful because of style. All right, there you go. She's got a bit of a horse mouth. Bad hair, terrible. Yeah, bad, terrible hair. She had bad hair. Like bad hairstyles. I'm not saying the texture or whatever is bad. I'm just saying like just bad hairstyle. Look at that's terrible. You know who that is? That's the Christian Wig character with the tiny baby hands. You know, Christian, the singers, and I'm Junice, and she's got little tiny finger hands. That's the kind of forehead going on there. All right, there you have it. Anyway, Dinah Shore, she died on this day in 1991. You know the rules around here. She's an actress. It says right here, actress. She's got to go to hell. Actresses all go to hell. Actresses are nuts. Actresses are the worst. Sorry, Dinah, even if you were nice. The same case cannot be said for actors. I put actors in heaven left and right because there's a lot of actors that I like. This guy is one of them. He died on this day. What year is it? You know what? It doesn't matter because you're all going to be happy. Look at him. Don Knotts died on this day in 2006. He went straight to heaven. Yeah, he did. Don Knotts did. Don Knotts went straight. Is that Furley? This is like Furley era. Don Knotts. This isn't. Hold on. Can I get to another one of these? Yeah, this isn't Barney Fife. This isn't Andy Griffith show. This is like 70s Furley. There he is. That's the nutty. Is he Nutty Professor or is it Flubber? I don't know. Whatever. There he is. Look at him. There's Barney Fife. Here's what I can tell you about this character of Barney Fife. Okay, I am pretty sure. I think this is the first television character that ever made me laugh consistently. I mean, there have been many since, you know, your Kramers and whatever, you know what I mean? There are a lot of great TV, but I think as like a 4-year-old watching like reruns of it, this dude, I didn't even call the show the Andy Griffith Show. I referred to this show as Barney and Opie. That's that I still do in my head. I think of the Andy Griffith Show. I'm like, that show's Barney and Opie because Andy Griffith might have his name in the title, but ain't nobody tuning in for him. I'm tuning in for Barney and I'm tuning in for the kid. There you have it. Don Knotts, born on this day, or dead on this day. Sorry. Dead on this day in 2006, went straight to heaven. Here's another guy that's going straight to heaven. We're going to spend a moment here talking about him. He died in 2014. He is one of my heroes. He's one of my favorite creative talents in the history of Hollywood. He's up there with there's like a power ranking that I have. And, you know, I have great admiration for Bruce Springsteen and Stanley Kubrick and, you know, people like that. Well, this guy's up there. This guy is up there. He died on this day in 2014. He's going straight to heaven. He is, of course, the incomparable, the incredibly talented, the 5-tool superstar himself, Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis. Guy can do everything. It's like you think like Harold Ramis is known for being a director. You're like, oh, he's one of the great comedy film directors of all time. I'm like, yeah, but he was also like a really funny performer. Like if he had wanted to just be Chevy Chase, he could have just been Chevy Chase. But unlike Chevy Chase, Harold Ramis wrote everything, wanted to direct everything, and then ended up producing it. I mean, he just wore all the hats. An incredible talent. Let me give you an idea of some of the things. What's this say? Ramis's films have influenced subsequent generations of comedians, comedy writers, and actors, filmmakers, and actors, including Jay Roach, Jake Kasdan, Adam Sandler, Judd Apatow, and Peter and Bobby Farrelly have listed Ramis films among their all-time favorites. Oh, isn't that nice? Okay, well, of course. Let's see here. Let's go through some of his films. Let me just give you an idea. You know, you're thinking of the dude from Ghostbusters. You're like, the guy from Ghostbusters is one of his icons? Yeah, because he's one of them dudes. He did it all. And then cancer came and robbed us of him. All right, so let's just start with directing, okay? First film he ever directed, a little thing everybody's forgotten about called Caddyshack, okay? He followed up his directorial debut with another film that we've all forgotten about called National Lampoon's Vacation. guy's crushing. His first 2 movies, crushing. Then he did Club Paradise. I happen to love Club Paradise, but you know, a lot of people didn't think it was that great of a movie. He then did Groundhog's Day. Groundhog's Day. Come on, man. Then he got Multiplicity. I love Multiplicity. That's the Michael Keaton movie where he plays like 40 different clone versions of himself. Wasn't a hit, but I think generationally speaking, people have been like, no, that's a fun movie. That's a fun movie. Multiplicity. Analyze this. Analyze that. The Ice Harvest. Ghostbuster. Oh, no, he didn't. That's not writing. Anyway, those are just the films he directed. Caddyshack. National Lampoon's Vacation. Analyze this, analyze that, Multiplicity. Okay, so how about the ones he wrote? How about the movies that he just wrote and then went, here, try and make something out of this? All right, let's start. National Lampoon's Animal House, Meatballs, Caddyshack, Stripes, National Lampoon's Vacation, Ghostbusters, Back to School, Armed and Dangerous, Club Paradise, Caddyshack 2, Ghostbusters 2, Groundhog Day, Stuart Saves His Family, Multiplicity, Analyze This, Bedazzled, Analyze That, The Ice Harvest in Year 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you one of the most important cultural comedic forces in the history of American theater, Harold Ramis. You know, my son has dreams of attending the Harold Ramis School of Film. That's my son wants to go to the Harold Ramis School of Film after he graduates. I want to go learn how to do comedy. I'm like, all right, that'd be cool. You can go to the Harold Ramis School of Film. The only film school in the world that is specifically dedicated to comedy. That's cool. That's when you go to all like these you want to be a filmmaker, you can go to like, you know, UCLA Film School and all that. You can learn about Fellini and all that bullshit. Or you can go and study the greats. You can study Mel Brooks and John Landis and Harold Ramis and Ivan Reitman. You can do that. Anyway, I love Harold Ramis. Dead on this day in 2014. All right, guys, that's going to do it. That's it for the first 3 quarters. It's time for us to move into what we like to call the hot topics, current events, all the things that are happening today. President is on TV right now. It looks like he's in a press conference with Macron, the French guy. I'd put it up, but that'd be too distracting, and we don't want to do that here. So what do you say instead? I tell you about how this show runs. That's right. This show, Talk Radio for Normal Americans, runs on your tips and your gratuities. We're already an hour into the show. I haven't asked once, so we're going to put it up now. If you want to help keep this kind of talk radio going every day at noon-ish for 3 years now, Monday through Friday. All the things that you need to know. Help us out if you can. It's a short month. Hey. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the fourth quarter here. These are all the hot topics, current events, and stuff that people are talking about. Let's get started here. Local news. I want to start with some local news. This is a big news breaking overnight. If you watch the morning news shows, which I've been enjoying, I'm starting to watch the local Dallas-Fort Worth morning news shows. There is almost no news. It's almost no news. It's all, how's your yarn knitting hobby coming? Well, I'm showing you this sweater that it's the worst. But you do get sort of a feel for what is happening here in the area. So I'm watching. Big story overnight. One person is dead, and a Garland police officer is in stable condition after an overnight shooting in Garland. Let's see here. It says a Garland police officer is stable after being shot while in a patrol car while responding to a call. The person who fired at police officers was killed when officers returned fire. The person killed by police has not yet been identified. Here's what happened. Cops were responding to a shots fired call shortly after midnight last night in Garland. Where is it? First and West Wanda Drive, if you're familiar with Garland. So these two cops pull up to this scene where there was a report of shots fired. And as they were driving down the street and pulling up in front of the house, somebody emerged from the house and began firing at the police officers, striking one of the officers. The other guy got out, returned fire, and that asshole is no longer around. But there you have it. So an officer has been shot in Garland. He is in critical condition, so no updates. One dead, Garland. Stable. I'm sorry. He's stable. One dead, and a Garland officer is stable after an overnight shooting. All right, there we have it. Fun. See, it's fun when we talk about the local stories. I don't know anything about Garland. Isn't that weird? Like Garland, for some reason, I moved here, like around 2001, and I've lived all over. Not all over. I've lived downtown. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in the north suburbs. I think I've only been to Garland like 3 or 4 times in like 21 years. I drive through Garland, like I've driven through it. I just don't know that I've ever had cause to go to Garland. Is Garland bad? I think Garland's bad, right? Like I think Garland is like East Irving, right? When I think of Irving, just west of Dallas, right? I think there's kind of some sketchy stuff going on in Irving. I think the same thing about Garland, just like, anyway, moving on. Anyway, Garland, police officer's been shot. Tomorrow night, this is another big thing issuing, or local here. Tomorrow night, Luka, we're going to get to watch Luka. The Mavs are going to be taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Of course, we don't have AD. What did he do? Sprained his gazoink on, what? It's so sad. I was reading an article this morning about, how to watch Luka. It's going to be a national game from Los Angeles, Mavs, Lakers tomorrow night, 9:05 TNT. So be able to watch it. No, not have to worry about apps and this and that if you want to watch it. Luka's playing great. Luka has settled in Los Angeles. They won by 23 points last night. I think he had 36 and 10. I don't know. He's playing fine. He's doing great. He is any concerns about Luka adjusting to his new friends in his new school? Not a problem. Over on our side of things, though, what did we get? Did we get a half of AD before he sprained his gazoink? Is that what happened? I don't know. So tomorrow night, it's going to be in Los Angeles. That's good. Although, what would happen if Luka went? Well, Luka is going to come here, right? Los Angeles is going to come here again. They have to, I would think. Yeah, maybe even in the playoffs. Who knows? But he's going to have to come back. Or how are the fans going to react? Will they be cool? I don't think there's any real malice towards Luka. But what if that was a thing? What if all the fans just for that game, they just rooted for the Lakers? Like there was nobody in the Mavs building rooting for the Mavs. Would that happen? Could that be a thing? I wouldn't put it past the fans. Mavericks fans are pissed. Anyway, there you have it. Tomorrow night, 9:05, I think it says 9:05 TNT, national game. Dallas Mavericks in Los Angeles. Luka Doncic will be playing against his old teammates of 6 seasons for the first time. So we'll all watch that. Pope watch. We're doing a Pope watch, right? Hold on. Let me do the updates. I don't have a Pope alert. I haven't set a Google Pope alert because that's, I don't know why I didn't do it. What's the latest on the Pope? 2 hours ago. Here we go. All right. The National Catholic Reporter. This is where I'm getting this from. I could have clicked on Fox or Bloomberg or whatever, but I went with the National Catholic Reporter. I think this might have the best news. Pope Francis is still in critical state, but slightly improving. The Pope called Gaza Parish today. Rosary service in St. Peter's Square tonight. I don't know what any of this means. His kidneys are failing. He's got pneumonia in 2 lungs. And like midday yesterday, they were talking about how, he's probably going to be dead. This dude's hanging on. He is hanging on. Pope Francis remains in a critical state on his 11th day of hospitalization, but the Vatican said his conditions are slightly improving. All right. He'll be rock climbing in no time. Even today, there were no episodes of asthmatic respiratory crisis. Some laboratory tests have seen small improvements, said a statement released at 6:40 p.m. local time. This marks an improvement from 48 hours ago when the Vatican said the 88-year-old pontiff had experienced a sustained respiratory crisis. All right, so, what we're looking for is reports of, like, last rites. Once they say the Pope has been given last rites, then, we're hours away. But right now, I don't know. Here's why I'm so interested in this story. Because I don't know if you know it or not, but the big awards season, we are in full swing of the film awards season. And there's a film this year about what happens when the Pope dies. Timing. How freaking amazing is the timing? The movie is Conclave, and it is about what happens when the Pope dies. Now, I don't know if you need to be Catholic. I'm fascinated by that whole process because I was raised Catholic. So I kind of understand how important it is to people, how this goes down. But I've never really seen it dramatized or played out. The film has gotten incredible reviews. It's Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, and Ralph Fiennes, Isabella Rossellini. They're all takes place inside the Vatican in the days after the death of the Pope, and all the other cardinals come from all around the world to elect the new Pope. And it's about, the palace intrigue and the politicking that goes on and the betrayals. It's okay. I'm not going to give a review because I do want to talk about it at the end of today's show. But all I can say is, how incredibly crazy is this timing for this film to right now be a film that people are thinking about whether or not they want to watch because it's being nominated for all these things, and then to have the actual real life situation going on right now. Right now, they are about to call a conclave. The Pope is about to die. So get out there and see the film Conclave. I watched it last night. I'll give you a review at the end of the show. Yesterday, the big news was a plane was diverted from New York to New Delhi. It had to land in Rome because there was a bomb threat called in. Boy, oh boy, old school 1970s bomb threats being called into airliners. Turned out to be nothing. The plane landed in Rome with no problems. The people were taken off of the plane. But check this out. Here's some. This is the plane was escorted into Rome by a bunch of, Italian fighter jets. I don't know what that means. Here we go. Check that out. Aren't those fighter jets too close? Like, if that thing explodes, don't you want to be a little bit? And what are they going to do? Why fighter jets? They're not going to do anything. If you think there's a bomb on the plane could explode at any minute. Why are you putting fighter jets up there? Those are just things that are going to maybe also explode. Anyway, there you have it. No problems. Turned out not to be a thing. Again, plane diverted from New York to New Delhi, landed in Rome, bomb threats, and everything's okay. Down in Houston, let's do some, here's a little national news that's happening down there in New Houston. I saw this on CNN yesterday, and I said, oh, boy. Houston police officer. So here's the story. I'm going to show you the picture of this guy, just so you can see this guy. Right? Hold on. So a cop down in Houston, he liking the kids. He's one of them. Here he is. Look at him. Big hard ass. He's a dick. He's a dick cop. Look at him. He just looks like a dick, right? This guy. He's a Houston cop. Here's his deal. By the way, he's also the second time that he's been in the news. Well, third time. He was in the news the second time because I'll tell you about it. And now he's in the news a third time. I'll tell you about that too. But the first time he was in the news was because he was the Houston police officer who was like in charge of security for that Travis Scott concert. Travis Scott. Does he play for the Bears? Who's the guy that did the big Astro World concert and everybody got killed? Anyway, this is the cop he was demoted, and they were like, you shouldn't have done what you did. And he's like, what did I do? And they're like, nothing. That's the problem. So here he is now. He's back, that cop. Here's what it says. Court documents revealed disturbing allegations against a Houston police captain who was arrested and charged with sex crimes against a child. Darren Edwards, 59, remains in Galveston County Jail on charges of possession of child pornography, aggravated sexual assault, and sexual performance of a child. He's been denied bond. Edwards, who's the captain of Houston Police Department's Auto Theft Division, is a 32-year veteran with HPD. He is a captain with the Houston Police Department's Auto Theft Division. That's his demotion. He was in charge of other things, and then the Astro World thing went down. And they're like, yeah, why don't you go sit with a bunch of impounded cars for the rest of your career? Stay off the internet, though. Don't get bored. Let's see here. The department relieved him of duties pending the outcome of the investigation, blah, 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 blah. Here's what it says. Court documents show that a young female victim made an outcry telling an adult that Officer Edwards had been sexually assaulting her since she was in elementary school. The victim said the sexual assaults escalated over the past years, alleging that in the last year alone, Edwards had sex with her between 85 and 100 times. The victim also said Edwards would send sexually explicit pictures to her over social media and request nude photos as well. All right, so he had a relationship, this cop. This 57-year-old cop is having a relationship with what sounds like a mid-teens girl, and he's having her send him naked pictures. A cop. How stupid is this? This is a cop texting with a girl. Anyway, there you have it. Anyway. It's also alleged that he used hidden cameras to capture images of his victims in compromising positions. Edwards is expected to appear before a district court sometime next week. All right, there you have it. Bad pedophile cop. But here's the thing. So, when you say he was charged with child pornography, right? That's like, whoa. Because, like, how do you even find, like, what is that even? I've been to some dark places on the webs. I've never seen anything like that. Like, where you go? Like, that's a bad one. So, but like people have been charged with child pornography for having a picture of their own child in a bathtub as a baby on their phone. Yeah, that's true. That has absolutely happened. They'll try and trump up a whole bunch of charges on things, and if you've got a picture in your phone of your kid getting a bath in the sink when he was 6 months old, they can say that is a nude picture of a child, and yeah. That's how fucked up it is. But this guy was in a relationship with a child. He was a Houston police officer, a captain. He was in a relationship with a child in elementary school. They say it started in elementary school. He was having sex with her between 80 and 100 times a year in the last year. That's, 52 weeks in a year. I mean, my God. And he's asking her to send pictures. So she sends pictures. She's like, sends pictures of herself like kids do. Let me tell you a scary ass story. You want to hear a scary ass story about that? This is why you got to stay on top of your kid's phone, man. So I have a friend back in Chicago, and he's got a 17-year-old son, and his 17-year-old son, who's a junior in high school, was dating a sophomore in high school. Not that big of a deal, right? It's neither of them were 18, so that's not even an issue here. But it was an older boy dating a younger girl, even though it's only 1 year difference and they're in high school together. So they started sexting. Like, they started sending like naked pictures of each other to each other. Okay. These are two teenage kids. The mother of the girl saw the pictures and went to the school and turned it into a whole thing. And it became a whole thing. And the police got involved. And my friend's parents were being threatened with being in possession of child pornography. Like, my friend's dad, not my friend, this is my friend. This is their kids. My friend is like, first of all, he's an insurance guy. Like, he's like the most normal beer drinking, White Sox crazed fan. And like, he's sitting there and a cop is going, yeah, we're going to charge you with child pornography. And he's like, what? How can you do that? Because you see, his teenage son's phone is on the account that is paid for by dad. Dad's the one who is technically, in the eyes of law, in possession of the child porn of the naked 16-year-old girl. Because dad, how fucked up is that? You can't play with that shit, man. You're going to ruin that's how people's lives get destroyed. That is not, there's no way in hell. And yet, that gets out there in the newspaper. An area man arrested with child pornography. And then you don't realize that, it was because his 17-year-old son was dating a 16-year-old girl, and his 17-year-old son had a naked picture of his girlfriend on his phone that was on his father's account. And so his father is the child pornographer who must be jailed and raped and all of that in prison. It's stupid. It's very serious. You got to be serious about it. But that's my point, man. You got little frisky kids, that shit, and they're on your phone. That's serious, man. Don't they fuck around on the phone and it's on your account. Ooh, people. That's all I'm saying. All right. Let's see here. So that's the story of the Houston police perv. You want to get into some Elon Musk and his baby mama drama? But baby mama, he's taking it from, he's getting it from all over. He's everybody's coming at him now about his baby mama drama. It's embarrassing, but I don't think he has shame. Elon Musk doesn't have shame. He's basically like a retarded person, right? He's like super autistic. He's like Rain Man, right? He's like that. So he doesn't have shame. He just thinks he walks out on stage and everybody applauds. He thinks I'm a cool guy. And then he does like weird, awkward, retarded guy stuff. And you're like, oh yeah, he's special. That's what he is. He's special. So I don't think he really cares about all these kids that he's having. I think that he really just wants to like repopulate. Like, he thinks there's many different, streams of his DNA that he can put out there is fine. And, that's okay. I couldn't do that because, I got one kid and I couldn't imagine having 13. I just honestly couldn't imagine. I don't think, how can you? I have one kid. And if I send my one kid a text and he doesn't respond for 3-4 hours, I start to get a little panicked. One kid. I got one. Now maybe that's because I don't have one in reserve. Maybe if I had 13 kids, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. We're going to lose a few along the way. But I got the one. I couldn't imagine having 13. I couldn't imagine caring that much about 13 other kids. So I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I don't think he's capable of it. Whoa, why are you being me? Look, he's obviously special. Elon Musk is obviously a special and different, okay? Just admit it. He's different. That's what makes him special, okay? You can't make Kanye's beats. Kanye is special. Kanye does something because he's fucking different, right? You get it? All right, so Elon's different. So I don't think he cares about his kids. But he's got, 13 now? Because the most recent one is this Ashley St. Clair. I don't know who this chick is, but I see it. I get it. I understand why she's pregnant or had a baby with Elon. Even Elon, she is hot, is my point. This Ashley St. Clair, apparently she's one of these trolls. She's an online hot troll, which means she's crazy far-right MAGA, 15% nut jobs. She's in that group because they're all hot. All the women that get celebrated there are just hot because that's all they're about. They're just hot and mean, and that appeals to some people. I like hot and mean. I like mean girls. All right. Point is this. She went public last week with the fact that she had Elon's baby 5 months ago, something that wasn't publicized, I suppose. Here, let's get into it. All right. All right. So here's the situation. Elon Musk is now hitting back as he shares baby mama Ashley St. Clair's pregnancy plot messages. All right. So here's what's going on. Ashley St. Clair went public last week with the fact that she has a baby by Elon Musk because at the time, as she claimed, tabloids were about to make it public. So she wanted to get out in front of it. She also was asking for Elon Musk to, in some way, shape, or form, be more involved. It's that whole thing. He hasn't seen the baby in front, whatever, that whole thing. So 2 issues there. One, this is why we're going public, because the tabloids are about to make it public. But then also she's backdooring in with the whole, and he should spend more time and I need more money, or kind of backdooring that. So that is the situation. There is no question being asked about whether or not he knocked her up. He's admitting it. He's like, yeah, that's my kid. Yeah, totally. He's totally got my kid. Totally my kid. So nobody's denying that. This isn't I want a DNA test. They ain't going on Maury. So he's fine. He's like, yeah, that's another one of mine. So he is responding, though. Here's what he's saying. Elon Musk has hit back at his latest baby mama after a new text message claims to expose a, quote, pregnancy plot against the billionaire. So Elon Musk is now going public with, not denying that it's his kid, but he's going public with, she tried intentionally to get pregnant with my child. That's his big kickback. She got pregnant on purpose. Yeah, you're Elon Musk. What the fuck did you think? What do you think? Of course she did. Every woman that ever has sex with you, you meet a woman at 6:45 in the evening and you're having sex with her by 8:15. That woman is trying to get pregnant by you. Okay? You're Elon Musk. You are going to provide generational wealth for any number of one-night stands that you knock up. So I get you're making this public, and now all you're doing is just denigrating the public reputation of a woman who is the mother to one of your child, which is really fucking sketchy, and you should keep your mouth shut. But again, you don't give a shit about the kid, and you don't expect to have a relationship with him, so why do you care if you're shitting on his mom? Okay, so that's where Elon is. All right. So Elon is simply just saying, well, she set me up, and here are some texts that prove it. Ashley St. Clair, 26 years old, has been accused of 26. He's 54. 26, 36, 46. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Good job, Elon. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And she's like incredible 26. She's really hot. Elon Musk has hit back. Ashley St. Clair, 26, has been accused of plotting by Musk to baby trap him with rocket babies after she filed a petition demanding full custody of their son. Within the filing, this is her, she filed for full custody. Within the filing were a series of text messages exposing Musk's private messages, including one in which he told St. Clair, I want to knock you up again. All right, so it's okay. So we got text messages of Elon Musk submitted as court evidence, sending her text saying, I want to knock you up again. Again. So there is no denial of paternity. He's totally with it. St. Clair stunned MAGA world last week when she revealed that she had secretly given birth to Musk's 13th child 5 months ago. A bitter custody dispute has now spilled into the public as a result of the lawsuit. Musk has now amplified claims from fellow MAGA influencer Isabella Moody. I don't know who that is, but I bet she's hot too. All MAGA influencers are hot except Laura Loomer. She's gross. There is a category of MAGA influencer woman who is just like too much plastic surgery and it's just awful. But then there's like the 26-year-old hate bitches. They're hot. Full of hate, just hot. Musk has now amplified claims from fellow MAGA influencer Isabella Moody, who shared a series of messages purportedly between her and St. Clair. So Isabella Moody is another one of these Super Smoke Show hot right-wing crazy bitches. And her and the St. Clair crazy bitch, they're apparently friends. And just like what I told you last week, women aren't friends. Women never have each other's back. They will turn on one another in a moment. And here you have another example of it. Within the MAGA far-right crazy echo chamber troll world, you got two smoke show 20-something crazy right-wing idiots. You got them turning on each other. So this new chick's name is Isabella Moody. Musk is now amplifying claims from fellow MAGA influencer Isabella Moody, who shared a series of messages between her and St. Clair in which Musk's new baby mama appears to discuss seducing the billionaire. All right, so you get these two crazy right-wing MAGA influencers. You got the one who's got his baby, and you got the other one, Isabella Moody, who probably definitely wants a baby and is jealous that she's got a rocket baby. So they're having a conversation, these two girls, talking about, ooh, I got a rich guy, ooh. Musk has, I'll show you him. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Pictures. Yeah, we got to show pictures. All right, so here's Musk's baby mama. This is 26-year-old. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's super hot. She is super hot. She wanted rocket babies. All right, so these text messages are from May of 2023. Ashley St. Clair says she first met Elon and started sleeping with him. Musk responded. Hold on. I'm going to show you the actual. Aren't they on here? So we'll just look at them. Okay, here you go. So here are text messages. All right, here we go. These are always fun. These are the text messages. Ashley St. Clair said to her friend, that the other chick who's now on Team Musk, going, she tried to seduce you, right? That chick. So this is between her and her. So Ashley St. Clair says, Elon followed me. I need his rocket babies, LOL. To which her friend said, oh my God, no way. That's so awesome. To which Ashley St. Clair said, he 10,000% saw my moon landing tweet. So she's excited because she tweeted something that was obviously a suck job for Elon, and he saw it, and now she's telling her friend, he totally saw me kissing up to him on the moon landing tweet. And then she goes on to say, look, I'll take one for the team, seduce Elon, and get in a rocket to see what's up. To which her friend says, oh yes, you must. For the sake of, I don't know what is. She says, oh yes, you must. For the sake of society. All right, so now here are more conversations between these two evil bitches talking about Elon Musk. One of them had a baby by him. Ashley St. Clair, she says, I need a caption to seduce Elon Musk. Thinking about the dangers of AI. All right, so now here's a picture of Elon with the baby. So again, there is no dispute that he knocked her up. It's him with the baby. So his problem is, I guess his response to her calling him a deadbeat who has absolutely nothing to do with his son, his response to her calling him a deadbeat isn't to say, oh, well, we'll have our lawyers do it and I'll just give you money, but I don't want. He could do that. But no, his response is, she got pregnant on purpose. To which every other normal person is like, yeah, so fucking moron. Doesn't change the fact you knocked her up. And now there's a kid with your DNA that you're responsible for. That doesn't change any of that. You fucking moron. I mean, do you see how absurd that is? This is one of the most powerful people in the world, the wealthiest man in the world. Some say the king of America at the moment. He's texting shit takes to a woman he knocked up who he's obviously got very little to do with the child. He's shit trolling her by saying, oh, she seduced me. She's with his weird non-American accent, which everybody seems to just be okay with. I'm like, that dude is not fucking American. I don't even know what that is. Oh, no, he's great. He's rich. He's great. He can't be bad. He's great. These people are all going to take each other down. Actually, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's going to take him down. I think he's God. He's king. He is absolutely untouchable. We all better just get used to it. Everybody's going to know a Musk. He's going to have so many kids in 30 years. Everybody's going to know a Musk baby. All right, baby drama. Oh, and then there's this. Okay, so just to show how fair I am. So there's a thing going on. There's a video that shows Elon Musk walking off the stage at a MAGA rally with little X. You know, little X, the little kid, the one he likes. He's got 13. X is the only one I've ever seen him with. He's got one. He's got the little boy who was in the West Wing the other day, right? Little X. So there's a video going around, and the liberals are like, look at what a terrible father he is. And the idea is that Elon Musk uses the child as a prop and doesn't even care about him and just walks away from him as soon as he thinks the cameras are off, right? That's what the anti-Elon, liberal, whatever world is saying about it. So here's a full video. So this is like the full video. And I don't think it is exactly what people are saying it is. So let's watch this. This is a video of Elon Musk and little Musk exiting the stage. Remember, people are saying he's a terrible father because he doesn't seem to care at all about what his kid is getting into. Okay, well, right there, he immediately realizes that the kid isn't following him down the stairs, and he's like, hey, come on. Have you ever had a little kid? Have you ever had a little kid at a place where exciting stuff is happening? This kid is jacked up. This kid is looking at stuff. He's, it's hard. So let's watch again. He looks back again to make sure the kid is still doing his Elon Musk stuff. He's waving too. Obviously, the kid is taking after dad. Look, now he realizes the kid isn't keeping up immediately. This is not atrocious father work. He's like, come on, let's go.
3 months ago.
For him, right? It's jumping, kids happy. All right, so there you have it. Now there is a segment of that video, a 3-second clip that's going around that the liberals are trying to use as an excuse to show what a horrible person Elon Musk is. Elon Musk is a horrible person, but I'm sorry, that is not the video that you're going to be able to convince me with. That is, first of all, you do realize that it's not like you're projecting how you behave with your kid at the mall during Christmas shopping, right? That's what you're doing. You're like, look at him. He's not even holding his hand. That's backstage. That's Elon Musk. That the president of the United States is speaking, okay? Have you any idea how many bodyguards are everywhere? Just when you're looking at that video, you can see, you don't even notice them because there's like 20 of them and they're standing perfectly still. That kid is not in any danger. Stop your bullshit about Elon's a bad dad. I mean, he is probably, but that is not evidence of it. That is not evidence of it. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? What else is happening in the world? Oh, man, funky white trash Washington, D.C. power couple. Look at this. Hand job Bobert. That's what I call her. I call her old hand job Bobert. Hand job Bobert and Kid Rock. Yeah. Kid Rock broke up with his fiance. Kid Rock was doing that long game fiance thing. He's had a fiance since 2011. Some dumb chick has been like hanging out with Bob Ritchie for like 14 years and he's going to marry me someday. Now, what he did was he dumped you over the weekend and now he's out publicly with Lorraine Bobert, old hand job Opal. Isn't that a crazy? That's kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome. You know, it's like, because look, I am embracing the idiocracy. I'm not worried about it, right? I'm not worried about how similar Elon with the chainsaw was to, President Burrito Supreme with his, M6. That's all. You're right. I'm not worried about all that. I say, bring it. Let's go. And if the first couple, if the new JFK and Jackie Onassis in 2025 is now going to be Kid Rock and Opal Bobert, let's go. Let's go. I call her Opal Bobert because I like that name better because it's her middle name, Lauren Opal Bobert. Or actually, I think it's Opal Lauren Bobert. I think Opal is the first name. She just doesn't go with it. She is hot, though. I mean, she's a fucking idiot, and she probably needs to be beaten with a shovel. No, I didn't say that. That is a joke. That is satire. I do not. What I mean is I would like her to be metaphorically. That's what I mean. She's an irritating bitch. That's all. That's all she is. She's a dummy who looks really good in jeans. We should all look as good in blue jeans as Opal Bobert looks in blue jeans. All right, let's keep going. Talk about somebody who has absolutely no self-awareness. Or maybe he does have self. Maybe this is a person who has self-awareness. What they lack is shame. Because if you have self-awareness and you know how absurd this whole thing is, but you don't have shame, then the absurdity of the situation isn't going to affect you and you're going to be able to just do it again. And I think that's what's going on here. Because did you hear the Today Show? We're going to watch this. We've got video here. We'll watch it on video. The Today Show had an interview with, what's this guy's name? I don't want to know his name. But I know it. It's Billy McFarland. The Today Show sat down with Billy McFarland, convicted con man. He is, of course, the man behind Firefest. Remember Firefest from it's a long time ago now. It's like 2017 or something. Firefest. He's been to jail and he's out of jail. That's how long it's been since Firefest. Firefest was a big VIP bottle service douchebag concert thing. Bonnaroo for the bottle service crowd. It was a total D-bag thing in an event, and he sold tickets online and it promised all. Well, you know what? Let's do the story. So the Today Show had Billy McFarland on. Why? Because Billy McFarland has announced that he is doing Firefest 2. That's right. Firefest 2. This is what I mean. I think he might have self-awareness, but he has no shame. Because he is out there pitching Firefest 2. And it's more expensive, and it's going to be even better. All right, so let's watch this. This is from the Today Show earlier this morning. Billy McFarland, of course, he of the Fire 2. Hold on. There we go. Sitting down with, I don't even know, somebody from the Today Show. Let's watch. Here we go.
Fire 2 is real. My dream is finally becoming a reality.
8 years after the infamous Fire Festival spectacularly flamed out,
no one can get in the room,
leaving attendees who'd been expecting a glamorous music festival, sleeping in emergency relief tents and eating cheese sandwiches.
Okay, how long till water comes?
The failed festival even gaining global attention with streaming documentaries showcasing the debacle.
The biggest event in a decade, I promise you.
Its founder, Billy McFarland, who spent 4 years behind bars for fraud, says it's back and will actually happen safely this time. McFarland sat down exclusively with NBC News, revealing the festival's exact location, Isla Mujeres, Mexico, and new dates, May 30th to June 2nd, pushed back by a month.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. He's going to talk a little bit. I always challenge you people to be better judges of character. Now, I know we already know what Billy McFarland is. We've been to this rodeo, but there is a whole bunch of people who are going to fall for it again a second time just to be a part of it. There will be people out there who will think it's kind of cool to be taken advantage of again. I want you to watch this guy. If you don't immediately see that this guy is a fucking con man, I've got a bridge to sell you.
We just needed the extra month to give our partners time to get everything ready.
Using partners is new this time around. McFarland is no longer handling the details. A major festival operator is on board, along with hotel and travel partners and ticketing companies.
Why do you think those partners agreed to partner with you, given what happened the first time?
Fire 2 really isn't about the past, and it's not really about me. It's about taking the vision, which is strong.
Tickets go on sale this morning, just $2,000 in total, ranging in price from $1,400 to $1.1 million.
Okay. All right. If you've got $1.1 million and you're willing to give it to Billy McFarland based on a promise, I say please do. As a matter of fact, I might whisper in Billy's ear, I bet you can get 1.5. I bet you should try and get 1.5. Jesus. And he's like, Fire 2 is not going to be about who I am or what. Yeah, it is, dude. Why do you think you're on the fucking Today Show? Why do you think you're on the Today Show? Do you think the Today Show is just giving exclusive interviews to anybody putting on any concert everywhere? No, you're on the Today Show because you're a joke. And this is the kind of thing that the Today Show is going to put on and expect their audience to go, oh, look at this clown.
An experience McFarland says includes yacht accommodations and access to artists performing.
Oh, wait, this is what he's promising for $1 million, 1.1 million. All right, here, we want to hear this. Here we go.
Fire 2 really isn't about the past, and it's not really about me. It's about taking the vision, which is strong.
Tickets go on sale this morning, just $2,000 in total, ranging in price from $1,400 to $1.1 million. An experience McFarland says includes yacht accommodations and access to artists performing, though no artists have been announced yet.
All right, so no artists are willing to lend their brand name to Fire 2, but also $1,400 is the cheapest ticket. We're talking about the 1.1 million, right? He's going, oh, you're going to get yacht accommodations for 1.1 million. Well, how are you defining a yacht, Billy? I need to see exactly how you define yacht, because you'd have me sleeping in a rowboat and you'd call it a goddamn yacht. Access to artists performing. All your favorite artists, you'll have access to them. Really, will I have access to them? Like who? Well, we don't have any artists yet. But when we do, you'll have access to him. This guy, look at him. How can you not look at that face and go, oh yeah, this is like, if he's not pulling this kind of shit, he's robbing old ladies of their fucking savings on Wall Street. Look at this guy. How are you like, no, he seems nice. He seems like he's got a nice suit on. He's obviously better than me. I'm going to listen to him and do whatever he says.
So we're going to have artists across electronic, hip-hop, pop, and rock. However, it's not just music. We might have a professional skateboarder do a demonstration. You might have an MMA champion teach you techniques in the morning. And
You say we.
That sounds fucking terrible. What? What are you doing? What am I getting for my 1.1 million? An MMA artist is going to come and kick the shit out of me first thing in the morning? Is that?
We might have. Are any of these for sure haves? Are they booked?
So I think what makes Fire so cool is that we are selling the experience of Fire. I want to be one of the first festivals that can sell out with no artists.
But you do have them booked.
We're announcing the artists over the next few months. So I'm not in charge of booking the.
You guys. All right, that's all we need to know. They got no artists. He's promoting it. He's selling tickets to a concert where there are no artists. Once again, no artists. Wait, you can spend 1.1 million today if you want. No artists have been announced. You're going to get to meet them all. You're going to get to meet all of them. For 1.1 million, you're going to get to meet all the artists. We haven't announced any yet. I'm being honest with you. There may not be any artists. But whoever is there, you'll get to meet them. I'm Billy McFarland, and I miss prison. I want to go back. Again, I don't think it's a lack of self-awareness, because the way he's smiling, like the way he's laughing about it, shows me that he knows how absurd this whole thing is, and he's just going out there and he's going to sell it anyway. That's no shame. That's not a lack of awareness. That's just a lack of shame. You just don't give a fuck what people think about you. Oh, I love that guy. In a terrible way. All right, let's keep going. Let's see here. What do we have? Oh, here's something fun. So you guys watching baseball yet? Of course you're not. I typically don't watch baseball before I start watching college basketball, and I don't get to start watching college basketball until the tournament starts. Yeah, I don't care about the regular season. It's about the tournament. That's so I'm not watching any spring training baseball, but I did see something that was really cool. I love this. I love me baseball. I know. I can't convince people who don't like baseball to like baseball. It's just a thing. It's either in you or it's not. It's either you enjoy being bored for 3.5 hours, although not anymore. Not anymore. I love the speed of baseball now. All of those changes from the last couple of years, and I was like, yeah, these are awesome. And you people were like, everybody hates them. They'll never last. They are universally appreciated, and they aren't going anywhere. Bunch of crybabies who can't handle change. You telling me that speeding up the pitch count on the clock on the pitchers wasn't the greatest innovation since the designated hitter? And yeah, I think the designated hitter was a great innovation too. Fuck you and your pitchers with your 126 batting average coming up there and killing rallies in the bottom of the inning. I don't want that. I want a big roided out freak show up there swinging 500-foot monster bombs. Boom. Baseball. So one of the new things that they've got on baseball this year is that they're dabbling in spring training with the robot ump. Oh. You guys, I was a catcher. Played the position of catcher. I always admired catchers. Catchers have to keep their calm. Catchers know damn well that wasn't a strike yet, or a ball or whatever. And they got to keep their mouth shut because up until this spring training, the last word on the subject is the home plate umpire. You can appeal, I guess, if the player went around or not. But as far as balls and strikes, it has always been the ultimate decision of the person who just happens to be in the worst spot possible to actually determine if it was a ball or a strike. He's not even seeing it. It's happening in front of him. He's just like the home plate, and I've home plate umped, and maybe you have too for youth games or something. But you don't see the ball. You stop seeing the ball once it becomes, a part of the catcher. And then you just got to figure where it went. Oh, I think that's a ball. It's nonsense. I never understood why there wasn't a dude in the center field bleachers with a big telescope lens who was actually making the ball and strike calls. That guy's got the actual perspective, not a dude standing behind the play. He's not seeing it. Anyway, robot umps. I've been screaming about robot umps, about how we need robot umps for balls and strikes. I don't care about first base. If I'm being honest, I think first base umpires are incredible. More times than not, a first base umpire has made the call properly and it's perfect, and you're left wondering how human eyes could have made that call right. But first base umpires, I don't have a problem with. Balls and strike home plate umpires got a big problem with. It started about 10 years when Major League Baseball broadcasts began superimposing strike zones. And we at home were able to actually see where the ball hit in relation to the strike zone. And then we'd hear the umpire make the wrong call. And we're all at home going, are you fucking kidding me? That was on the corner. That was a perfect pitch and you called it a ball? That happened a million times. So they're doing what people like me have been wanting them to do forever, which is, can we just make robot balls and strikes? Can just the robot determine balls and strikes? So they're not going fully, let's let the robot determine balls and strikes. And when I say robot, I just mean a computer or a laser or something. I don't know. So they're not going to go fully balls and strikes, but they have instituted in spring training a challenge system, just like in football. The batter is allowed to challenge the umpire's call, and then they go to a robot replay of where the ball actually went. And I'm telling you, it is amazing. Why is it amazing? Because I'm all about humiliating home plate umpires, because I've been saying for years that they are in the worst position possible. What it looks like. And I'm all for it. I think this is incredible. Here we go. This is, I think, the first use of the robot umps. This is a game between, it looks like, the Padres and the Dodgers. Yep, Padres, Dodgers. So we've got Dodgers 3, Padres 2. I don't know what inning it is. Bottom of the third inning. Okay. No balls, 2 strikes. How many outs? 2 outs. Oh my God, we got bases loaded with 2 outs. No balls and 2 strikes. Right? Okay, let's watch this play. Here we go.
It's 0-2. And he takes strike 3. Second time.
Strike 3. All right, sit down. Inning's over. Bases are loaded. Fuck you. Go home. Let's play some beer commercials. But no. He gets to challenge that to see if he's still alive.
Is 0-2. And he takes strike 3. Second time, and he wants to challenge. All right, so Andy's going to challenge this one. But the second time he's come up today with the bases loaded.
Is challenging the strike call.
And why not right here? Let's see. Well, he's going to win it.
The pitch is the ball.
That is amazing. Yeah, fuck you, ump. Fuck strike 3. Sit down. Why? Do you have to take a piss or something between innings? You got the bases loaded. It's no balls, 2 strikes. You're going to call third strike. You're going to have him sitting there. His eye was better than you, ump. Look at this. This wasn't even close. So, of course, the box is the strike zone. So if the ball had gone inside the box, it would have, in fact, been a called third strike the way the umpire called it. But it didn't go inside the box. It's way outside the box. This
See the distance. Well, he's going to win it.
The pitch is the ball. The count is 1-2.
See the distance.
Not even close. All right, there you are. And I thought it was important to see that because I was interested in how it's going to play out. Like, ain't nobody, look, we just trimmed the fat of a Major League Baseball game by instituting a pitcher's clock, okay? We did that. The game is great. Game's like 2 hours and 48 minutes. It's incredible. So now we're going to institute, challenges. And like the NFL, is it going to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes sometimes while they're like, hold on. No, they did that really quick. Did you see how fast that was? That was, let's just pull it up. Nope. Ump got it wrong. Screw you, ump. You idiot. All right, let's move on. What else do we have here? The SAG Awards were last night. I don't watch this bullshit. I certainly don't watch the SAG Awards. SAG Awards are the Screen Actors Guild. Okay, this is like the Oscars, except it's for screen actors. What does that mean? It means it's TV and it's movies, which is cool. I like that. And it also means fuck the writers, fuck the directors. Nobody cares about producers. This is all about acting performances. So that's what the Screen Actors Guild is about. So instead of having like Film of the Year, they don't have a Best Picture at the Screen Actors Guild. What they have is Best Ensemble, like the best cast, which I think is kind of cool, but I still won't watch it because it's an award show, and I've got very little interest in award shows these years. Anyway, let's look at who won. Why do we say who won? Because these are always big indicators of what we should expect at the Oscars. I don't know. Do you even have expectations for the Oscars? I mean, I do. I still kind of, I'm into movies and all that stuff, and even though I don't watch the Oscars the way I once did, it's still something I'm relatively interested in. All right, here we go. Let's go through a list of winners here. What do we got? This is... outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. The winner was Conclave. Conclave won the Screen Actors Guild Award for outstanding performance by a cast. It is a good cast. It's got John Lithgow. It's got Stanley Tucci. It's got Isabella Rossellini. It's got Ralph Fiennes. It's pretty good. Outstanding performance by a female in a leading role. Okay, so this is the one that I think everybody is hoping that Demi Moore gets. Demi Moore, we're talking about the Oscar, and pretty much every other time she's nominated, they're like, oh, give Demi the awards. And I'm all for that. I really am. I think you remember after I saw The Substance, which is the film that Demi Moore is being lauded for. I saw The Substance. I said, give her the award. She's great in it. It's a surprisingly very good movie. And she's surprisingly really good in it. And I say surprising because it's Demi Moore. Demi Moore is not Meryl Streep. Sorry. She's not Susan Sarandon. She's not Jessica. Who was the chick I was trying to think of? What's going on with my old head? Anyway. Postman always rings Jessica Lange. She's Demi Moore. She was a box office pop. She's the Vin Diesel of female actresses. All right? Can we just be comfortable with that? Can we just stop pretending like there was ever a point in Demi Moore's career where she was threatening to win an Oscar? She wasn't. Nobody was giving her an Oscar for G.I. Jane, okay? It's not. Look, pick your lane. You can either be somebody like, Dame Helena Bonham or whatever. You can be one of them who gets nominated and you got all kinds of respect. Or you can be Demi Moore, who was clocking like $25 million a picture in 1995. You're both winners. Just, So this idea, I've kind of come full circle on, that we should just give Demi Moore the Oscar because she's been around for so long and she is so important in the history of, film, certainly for my generation. That was before I saw Honora. Like, I saw Honora in like this newcomer, Mikey Madison, and she is a total newcomer, and she is nominated in the category right there with her, and she is better than Demi Moore. You know why? Because I think Mikey Madison is a better actress than Demi Moore. I don't know that Demi Moore's a great actress. She was cool in the substance. It's like the first time I've ever gone, oh, maybe Demi Moore can act. Anyway, I don't know. She won at the SAG, Demi Moore. They gave it to Demi Moore. Elizabeth, the substance. That was her character. Best actress. Best actor, Timothée Chalamet for Bob Dylan. A complete unknown. Outstanding performance by an ensemble in a comedy. That they went with TV, Only Murders in the Buildings. All right, I don't even want to do any more of these. I don't care. It's Only Murders in the Building apparently won like every award at the SAG Awards, and I'm just so bored with that. Hey, what are you doing? Sorry, the dog is getting weird. What's going on? We can do a stare down. You're just staring at me. You want to lay back down? We got a little bit of time here. I got a couple more things that I want to get into. We'll go for, no, I can't even say that. I was going to say go for but that would get her excited. Because context, she doesn't understand context. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Lester Holt is leaving NBC. Lester Holt, the prime anchor, the network. What do they call them? The prime time network anchor. It doesn't matter. That job doesn't mean what it used to mean. There was a time when there was Peter Jennings at ABC and Dan Rather at CBS and Tom Brokaw and NBC. They were important people. That hasn't been the case in a long time. Lester Holt has been the main guy there at NBC for 10 years, and he's announced that he will be retiring and stepping down. And okay, there you go. Good for you. Good for you, Lester Holt. Lester Holt, gone from NBC. MSNBC itself, though, is making big changes. I don't like MSNBC because they're just so milquetoasty and namby-pamby. Do not bark. No barkings. Yeah, talking to you. MSNBC making a whole bunch of changes to their lineup. They're in they're going to be spun off. So Comcast and all of that, they're trying to spin off MSNBC, which is their cable news division. Who knows if anybody's going to buy it? I don't know. Whatever. But they're trying to make. They're making all kinds of changes. One of the big changes that they made. It looks like Rachel Maddow is going to be back Monday through Friday at 9:00. Now I know that she's been back through the election and all that, but she had stopped working. I don't know if people even notice this. Do enough people watch MSNBC? She had become only 1 day a week at MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. And then when the election season started or whatever, she came back and she started doing it 5 nights a week. And so I guess she's going to continue doing it 5 nights a week. Joy Brown is gone. She was the worst. Sucks. Got to get rid of her. Alex Wagner is also gone. Alex Wagner is not the worst. I really like Alex Wagner. They're going to promote Jen Psaki, the former Biden White House. They're going to promote her. She's going to get a primetime show. And what else? What else was the big news over there? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, MSNBC, a lot of changes. And at the top of it all, at NBC, Lester Holt is stepping down as his principal. As the principal anchor there. I don't know. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry. Let's see if we can make this. All right, there we go. Roberta Flack, the queen of the music format known as Quiet Storm, is dead. Hey, wait a second. What's going on here? I don't have any volume on this. That's weird, isn't it? Huh. All right. We'll listen to a little Roberta Flack, who died this morning at 88 years old. She is the queen of Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm is a very, very cool radio format that was popular in the 70s and the 80s. Not really around much. Got kind of steamrolled in urban radio by hip-hop, by the rise of hip-hop. Quiet Storm, you know me, I love my yacht rock. I'm going to have to stop this at some point. Otherwise, I'll just take the whole show off. Quiet Storm was R&B, but like R&B's version of yacht rock. It's just like really cool, super chill music. And I can tell you there are a number of really cool Quiet Storm channels on Spotify, which I listen to at night when I like to fall asleep. It is, if you just need super calm, super cool music to just relax, fall asleep. She was good at it. What else do we know Roberta Flack from? This is probably her biggest hit. There's this. There's a lot of, and then, you got a daughter who's turning 13. I don't know. Is this like one of them songs you dance? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not daddy, daughter. I don't know. What else do we have? How about this one? Here's more Roberta Flack. This is some Quiet Storm.
Walking in the dark, seeing lovers do their thing. Ooh, 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 that's the time. I feel like making love.
All right, what else do we got here? Oh, what's this? A lot of these have.
And the moon and the stars were the gifts.
Chill music. No, we already did that one. What about this one? Like 1970s all skate at the roller rink music. All right, there you go. 88 years old, Roberta Flack, the queen of Quiet Storm. Again, a very cool and long forgotten musical format in radio. She died at 88 years old. What'd she die of? Parachuting. She was 88. She's an icon of R&B, soul, gorgeous voice. Didn't really, Roberta Flack was about as big as they come in the 70s and then into the 80s and then just kind of went away. Okay, there you have it. God bless the great Roberta Flack, dead today. Heaven, putting her in heaven, man. That woman's voice was beautiful. So relaxing. It's like the kind of music you get dental surgery to, and you're okay with it. Yeah, Frank wants to know how many kids were conceived to Roberta Flack music. Yeah, probably quite a few. Roberta Flack, Barry White, Reverend Al Green, all of that stuff. A lot of kids. All right, what else do we have here? Let's see. What else do I want to take a back up on? Do we have anything good? I did Roberta Flack. We don't need to do that. Oh, okay. So we'll end with this. We'll tell you about, I like, I'm a big entertainment guy. I like to watch TV. I like to do all of that kind of stuff. I like to give you movies when I see a movie that I like. Now, I hope you realize that when I do talk about a TV show or when I do talk about a movie, and I've done this for years, and people on occasion will come up to me and they'll say, "You like everything." And I'm like, "No, I don't like everything. Here's the deal. I only waste your time with shit that I think you'll like. I don't talk about the shit I don't like." Unless somebody's like, you know, that's the greatest thing. And then I can, kick the shit out of them and be like, no, that's a stupid. Here's why it's stupid. But I typically don't waste your time giving you. Now, if it's something big that's happening, like these Oscar movies, like I'm seeing all these Oscar movies because they're all nominated for Best Picture. So, I mean, in that case, then I'll say, yeah, I did like this one. I didn't like that one. The Brutalist from last week was a good example of that. The Brutalist, I was very excited to watch, nominated for an Oscar. Everybody says it's great. I watched it. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. That's not true. That's hyperbole. It's certainly not one of the worst things I've ever seen, but it's not a great movie. It's very boring. So last night, I ended up finally watching Conclave. Now, Conclave is, I think it's the Vegas odds-on winner now to win Best Picture at the Oscars. I keep seeing Honora. Honora is coming. It's a comer. Could win the Oscar. I mean, hey, it's not like everybody thought Parasite was going to win 2 years ago. So Honora's a comer. But I think most people are saying that it looks like probably it'll go to The Brutalist, or which I think is terrible. The Brutalist or the other one. What is the other one? Why can't I think of the other one now? Yo, the Bloom has really been off the rose on that drug dealer transvestite movie. I forgot what that one's called, but that was people months ago were saying this one's going to win the Oscar, and now it's like not even. Anyway, so wanted to tell you about Conclave. So I watched Conclave last night. Conclave is, again, it's the story of what goes on in the Vatican when a pope dies. What happens in the days, hours, whatever. What happens after the pope dies? How do we get to the new pope? And of course, if you're a Catholic, you know that that's called a conclave. And all of the cardinals from around the world are summoned to the Vatican, and they all come inside the Vatican, and they lock the doors, and they're sequestered. They're not allowed to leave, and they have votes. And every day they vote on a different one of them. One of them will become pope. So every day they have a different vote, and then they vote again until somebody reaches the maximum amount that you need, kind of like the Electoral College. They don't have a pope. And at the end of every vote, they go and they burn the ballots. And when they don't have a pope, the smoke from the burned ballots is black, right? It's black. But then when they finally have a guy who has enough votes to be the pope, then the smoke is white. So that's basically what Conclave is about. It's about the dirty dealing. It's about the backstabbing. It's about the politics. It's about people being petty. It is about people who are in line for as they say, the throne of the Holy See, God's representative on earth. It is about people who are in line from that. And this movie shows you how fucking petty humans are. Even them, super petty, super backstabby, bitches, all of them. Anyway, it's about 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's not a super long movie by today's long movie status. But here's what I'll tell you, and I don't want to spoil anything for you on Conclave. So as a Catholic and as somebody who has a working understanding of all this stuff and who is already a bit fascinated by the bells and whistles of Catholicism. Like I always tell people, I'm culturally Catholic. I like the songs and the hats. I like all of that stuff. That stuff's kind of very Harry Potter. And I like that I am, culturally a part of this Harry Potter silliness, even if I don't believe it. So I do like all of that stuff. I will say this about this movie. For 85% of this movie, I was just watching it as a story that if you had asked me in the 85%, what do I think? I'd have been like, yeah, it's okay. This movie's all right. It's interesting. This is interesting. These performances are fantastic. These people are, shut up! I'm giving a review of Conclave. It's the dog. The dog's being a jerk. I don't know what she wants. So the 85%, I've been like, this movie's okay. But then there's a 15%. And I'm not going to spoil anything in the 15%. When the 15% reveals itself, blew me away. Here's what I'll say about Conclave. Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. There is a Sixth Sensian type plot twist in the third act that is just like, whoa, okay, here we are. Let's go. Conclave. It's not for everybody. It's not going to be for everybody. It's a good movie, though. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the story. It was cool. But you got to like political intrigue. You know, you got to like, double dealing and duplicitousness and, people stuck in a room with each other. All of these people are incredibly powerful. They're all cardinals. They're all like the Cardinal of New York and the Cardinal of, London and the Cardinal of, they're all super powerful guys. And they're forced in a room to decide which one of us is going to be the new boss. And it's crazy. It's pretty good. So highly recommend Conclave. I really enjoyed it. I still think Honora should win Best Picture. I still think Honora is the most fun that I had watching a movie this year. And it's the best movie, and Mickey Madison was incredible. So there you have it. All right. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about that I started watching this weekend, me and my son started watching it. New show on Netflix called Zero Day. Zero Day. Robert De Niro returns to TV. I don't think he's ever done TV before. Robert De Niro doing a TV show where he plays an ex-president who was put in charge of a commission tasked with looking into a big cyber attack that hits America. Big cyber attack, thousands of people die, the country's in turmoil, the current president turns to a former president and says, we want you to head up this commission, and that's what Zero Day is. You can watch whatever. It's whatever. I don't know. It's okay. I'm enjoying, it's fine. I'm not singing. It's all right. Here's my takeaway from Zero Day, though. It's another one of these movies. Where when it was being made, like last August, September, because that's when they film these things. They film it. So it's being made in like August and September and all that. It's one of these movies, Zero Day. They were really certain that we were going to have a black female president. Yeah, they were. They cast a black lady to be president. They were looking to be. Instead, they look silly. They look silly now. This is the second instance now of a movie or a TV show depicting a president of the United States in the last couple of weeks that has been a black woman. Like you guys really thought she was going to win. What's going on? What's going on, dog? All right, it's 3:01. All right, we can wrap this up. You want to go chase some balls? All right, I got to go. The dog is being a jerk. You're not going to be allowed to come to the big fun place if you're going to be a jerk like this while I'm doing the show. All right, that's going to do it, folks. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. Peter says I'm going to start Mayor of Kingstown. That's really good. That's a good series, too. Peter says he wants to watch Zero Day. That's all right. It's okay. Al says he was brought up very Catholic. Peter says I am far from being Catholic. Yeah, it's nothing, Yeah. Adam Reyna, this was probably in production. No, not for TV shows. That films are usually produced about a year ahead of time. A TV show that gets a green light from a studio? No. A show that debuts on Netflix starring Robert De Niro in February of 2025 was probably shot between August and October of 2024. That's how it works. Films are oftentimes made years ahead of time, and not TV, not episodic TV shows, because all that shit is used. I'm gonna get bored now, but they shoot TV shows that way because it takes more hours and it's more of a commitment to the unions and the Teamsters and all the people in the locations. So they shoot it as close. I don't want to get into this. I don't want to get into the weeds on why television is shot differently than movies, but I'm from Chicago. I know a little thing about how they shoot TV shows. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say before we get out of here. Tip the show if you can. That'd be great. It's a bad month. February, 28 fucking days. I get robbed in 3 days this month. So we're already focused on this week's pledge. Pledge week is coming up. It's going to be next week. It's going to have to be. It should be this week if I paid my bills on time. But we just did it 2 weeks ago. Fucking February with your 28 days. We'll survive. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Tip the show if you can. If not, whatever. We're cool. I still love you. We'll be back here tomorrow at noon, as we do every day, live from the Kelly Moore Memorial Studios in the beautiful E-Gallery. RadioMisfits.com is where we call home. Check it out for all your podcast needs, all kinds of great, cool, fun shows for anything that you're interested in, sports, entertainment, fashion. lady business. Whatever. RadioMisfits.com. Got you covered. Love you. Bye. Adam, production development. Yeah, no, it was written years ago. Fuck you, Adam. You're wrong. Fuck! Seriously, now I gotta walk around for the next 5 minutes banging my fucking head into the wall because Adam found a listing that said the production began? Yeah, production begins in offices in Hollywood years before. Production begins before Netflix says, yeah, we're gonna greenlight it. We're talking about when it was fucking shot! All right, there you go. See, greenlit by Netflix. I hate Adam. I mean, I love him, but also, you know. And can we be honest? Adam's upset because he doesn't have his black lady president the way he totally thought he was going to get a black lady president. Adam in Hollywood looks silly.